Ever wish you could break away from your daily lifestyle of sitting in a gray cubicle and staring at a computer screen all day? Ever wish you could return to a simpler time where you could work on a ranch, ride horses all day, and do some really meaningful work? Well, my friend, you need to break out of the office and make your way to southeast Idaho, just north of Idaho Falls, for the experience of your lifetime, where you could live out your cowboy dreams and share in the daily workings of a true western cattle ranch. The McGarry family, Theron, Gene, Dirk, Tina, and Valerie, open up their lives and lifestyle to guests from all over the world, letting them share in the lifestyle of working a true western cattle ranch. Welcome to McGarry Ranches in Rexburg, Idaho. You may arrive as a guest, but you become family immediately and remain family and a part of the long history of McGarry Ranches. Guests return year after year to help in the operation of the ranch and to share friendships that were created here and now carry out to the rest of the world. McGarry Ranches is not simply a destination. It's an experience you'll carry with you for the rest of your life, working on a cattle ranch and doing meaningful work that needs to be done. The daily work is not simply staged for the guests. It's what's necessary to maintain and sustain a working ranch. Cows need to be fed, doctored, moved to new pastures. Fences and water supplies need to be checked. Mineral salt blocks need to be carried to where the cattle are. Everything you will do here during a week is a necessity to operate and sustain a large cattle operation. The McGarrys open their ranch, as well as their lives and lifestyles, to guests from around the world and offer guests an experience like no other. So, what's a genuine Western ranch vacation like? When you arrive at the ranch in Rexburg, you'll be warmly greeted by members of the McGarry family. A typical week will usually have no more than 10 guests, so your ranch experience is very personalized, and you'll quickly get to know the other guests. Your cabin accommodations are warm, rustic, and at the end of the day, a comfortable bed will give you the best night's sleep you've had in a long time. The main lodge is the focal point for meals and friendship, and at the end of a long day, you could swap stories and experiences and make plans for the next day's activities. That beautiful Idaho moon may be 240,000 miles from the ranch, but you're just a short flight to Idaho Falls from anywhere in North America. In the morning, after a hearty breakfast, you'll make your way to the barn as the horses come in from the night pastures for the day's work. You'll be matched with one of the ranch horses according to your riding ability to ensure a good fit for the week. You'll be doing a lot of riding, so having the right horse will make your week more enjoyable. The horses are not the typical nose-to-tail trail horses. These horses are bred for ranch work and know their job, and will help you do yours as well. As the horses come in, you'll halter your horse and get them ready for the day's work. Brushing, checking feet, saddling, and bridling are your responsibility as one of the ranch hands. The day's work is determined by what needs to be done, and could include taking pack horses out with mineral salt blocks for the cattle. You might be checking water troughs and ensure water is flowing to keep them filled. You might be moving a bull to another pasture, or moving the herd to new pastures so they don't overgraze the area they're in. But no matter what the day's work, you'll finish the day with a feeling of accomplishment, a job well done. When they are all ready, you'll probably ride out over the local ranch to move the cows to different pastures, or bring the cattle back to the ranch to be sorted and separated. You'll probably get to meet some of the youngest members of the McGarry family who also help with the ranch chores. By now, you'll understand that operating a ranch spans all generations, from the youngest to the most senior members of the family. You'll understand how much this life and lifestyle means to everyone, whether family member or a guest for the week. Everyone pitches in to help. Once the local work is done, you'll load your horse up on the trailers and head out for the rest of the day's work. The ranch's cattle graze the surrounding mountains, and you'll experience some incredible scenery, mountains, and overlooks of the Snake River, which winds its way through the mountains and valleys.
A normal day on this ranch is probably getting up in the morning, eating a pretty nice breakfast. Then we go out and catch the horses, and first we round them up and then saddle up. Hopefully everybody that comes here knows how to saddle. If they don't, we'll be more than glad to teach them. The forest ground we run on is about 20 miles from here. So we load the horses in our trailers and we'll take off up on the mountain. Depending on what time of year you come, you go where the cows are. So you might come here for 5 or 6 years and see something new every time you come. You don't always go to the same place. So it's pretty wild up there sometimes. We get to roping and doctoring cattle and putting salt out, and sometimes the horse we're leading isn't broke the best, but that's a good way to break some of them. And it's the cowboy way of life for us, and it's all we know, or I know, and I'm still learning every day how to do this. So I need the help from you guys when you come visit us, that you're having as much fun as I am, because I really enjoy what I do, and hopefully you have a good horse that we provide for you. The horses that we have are quarter horses, and good horses. I mean, we can rope and do anything on every one of them, so hopefully you're happy with your horse. We got horses to match every person. If you're a beginner rider, we got beginner horses. If you're an experienced rider, we have horses that will make you happy for the day. So if you want to come and be a cowboy for a week or a month, just whatever, we're glad to have you here.
You might have lunch off a tailgate while the horses take a break and graze the lush grasses, where you can admire the beauty of the hills and mountains that surround you. Now I ask you, would you rather be shuffling papers and reports across a desk, or be out here doing some meaningful work on the open range? I thought so.
Let the cows out, let the crow.
Oh my God, this is really getting embarrassing.
And at the end of a long day of riding the mountains, you'll load the horses up and head for the main ranch. At an evening cookout, the family and grandkids gather for some great food and fellowship with the guests. You'll come to appreciate disconnecting from that digital lifestyle and connecting with family, friends, natural beauty, horses, and the simple things that bring so much to life. But don't take our word for it. Guests share their feelings on this unique experience.
McGarry Ranches is very special. It's wholesome. It's very family oriented. I have really enjoyed the family life that's here. The children, grandparents, great-grandparents. It's been an experience of a lifetime. I'll never forget it. I really hope to be able to come back next year to enjoy this. I've met some wonderful people from all over. It's just been wonderful. I think the wholesomeness of the whole thing has been what I've enjoyed, and the learning techniques in riding and roping and the really way life is as far as ranching is concerned. I've really enjoyed it, and I hope to be able to do it again next year.
I've always wanted to go to a real working cow ranch and love horses. Called and spoke to Mr. McGarry, and he was very informative about what they did. Talked to my wife about it, and we decided to come out here. We've had a wonderful time. The scenery is fantastic. We are doing cow work every day. It's not just riding. The family is the most amazing part of it. It's fun to see American families this day and time growing up doing family things, a true family atmosphere the whole time through. The horses are fantastic, very well broke. The cattle are excellent. And again, the scenery and riding is beyond belief. The people are the amazing thing about the whole ranch.
This sort of vacation, in my opinion, allows you to remove yourself from your everyday life. There's, in fact, many parts of this ranch, your cell phone won't work. You can carry it with you, but it's just an ornament. I like that. I like to be removed from the hustle and bustle of the everyday world and come back to what some people might like to think is the old way, but this is just a good way. It's a family environment. Again, something you just can't find on every street corner, and that's my reason for being here.
When I come to McGarry's, I feel like I'm coming home. So I guess that's the most special thing to me. You're not going to ride through more beautiful country with greater people than you will here. It's definitely the best place I've ever been to. I've been to a couple places with my dad, and you won't find a place that's any better than this one, that's for sure. You're definitely not going to find nicer people than the McGarrys. When you come to this ranch, then they're going to make you feel like one of their own, and you're part of the family the minute you walk in, and you're definitely part of the family when you leave.
My family's always been involved in the livestock business. Always had cattle, some farming, and this just kind of progressed on through the generations. We are a working cattle ranch, and that's really exactly what we advertise, and that's what we are, as a working cattle ranch. We raise these cattle, we work them, and we just give the guests an opportunity to live the kind of lifestyle that we live. And a lot of people say, well, what would you do today if we weren't here? I said, we would do exactly the same thing you do. We don't get up in the morning and say, oh gosh, we got guests here, how are we going to entertain them? We get up in the morning and say, now which job needs to be done first? So we take off, do that. Sometimes we get part way through the day and either a phone call comes or we run into cattle that ain't where they're supposed to be, and so we take off and get things straight around. So it don't always work out the way we started out in the mornings, but so we started taking people, and we've kind of increased as we went along, guests, and we've tried to make it so as they come as a guest and leave as a family. We try to keep a family atmosphere. A lot of people dream of being a cowboy when they're young. You know, you played cowboy Indian, you know, and they kind of always dream that's what they do, kind of like the city slicker. We was going before the city slicker come out, but I think they always kind of dream they'd like to live that lifestyle, you know, and I guess we just give them the opportunity as good as we can to live that kind of way. And a lot of the people that we get here have their families raised, where we don't take children, and we've had people 16, 18 years old come that have rode, but most of them have their families raised, and they come out to do And we get a pretty big percent of return people because they kind of, I guess, get the elected part of the family and come back. A lot of people are a little hesitant to think, boy, they're going to expect us to whoop and ride and really go, and we don't expect that. We expect them to kind of go along and participate as much as they feel like their ability can take them. And it's a way of unwinding. A lot of them will think, what to say to you, what day is this? I forgot what days. What time? I don't care, you know. And we hope that they can kind of unwind from their everyday life, look at the lifestyle that we live, and see how we do our work and how we live. And that's what I guess we try to interpret to them.
If you're ready to disconnect from your daily lifestyle of traffic jams, endless office meetings, and a repetitious daily routine, well then, make your way to McGarry Ranches in southeast Idaho for a week like no others. You'll discover your inner cowboy and reconnect with the simple values that make life special and become part of the McGarry family. We'll see you at the corral.
What's the best dude ranch in North America?
McGarry!